Today I have the home ownership dream team with me. And that's going to be, there's my other folks are coming in late, but that's okay. I'll bring them in a second. I have Bridget Gilder with the Gilder's Insurance, the legendary inspection group. That's going to be Gregory Clark the third, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm on it now. And Chantel Newman is the lender. And
Town Square Mortgage.
Okay, and I have our special guest, TRACIE CONYERS, the realtor, right? Okay, so I'm going to bring out other folks on that you asked Raymond Lewis, and Raymond Lewis is the credit specialist, right?
Yes.
How you get the credit cleaned up and ready for mortgage. Okay, guys. Thank you and welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live, and we are live. And I tell you what, people, you're here tonight, watching or listening. We've got to have the dream team tell you all about mortgaging, how to get started. We'll be right back. Welcome to Knowledge is Power Podcast Live with your host, Tony Redford, and my co-hosts, LaDonna Sherwood and Francis Lawkins.
Knowledge is Power Podcast Live starts now.
Knowledge is Power Podcast Live is a platform to share important information by educating the Southeast Texas African Americans community with valuable information on health, education, local politics, business, and personal finances. Tonight, and we have the dream owner. Wait a minute, I missed it. What did I do? Hold on. The home ownership dream team.
There you go, Tony.
Okay, I got it.
Dream team.
All right, dream teamers is on you. Well, you can't say anything if you're on mute. Now you want to be on the podcast.
Okay, so I'll just introduce myself. My name is TRACIE CONYERS, realtor. So everyone else, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I am CHANTELL NEWMAN. I'm your lender. I'm your money woman. Y'all see this dollar sign? I'm gonna get it. We're gonna fund them loans for you.
Yes, Raymond and STACIE Lewis, Credit One Solution. We're gonna get your credit where it needs to be. My wife, she had to get some stuff with her family. I'm here. We're here. Homeownership Dream Team, we're live and direct.
Hi, I'm Bridget with the Bridget GILDER Insurance Agency, where we make sure that all your important assets are properly covered.
All right, how's everybody doing out there? Gregory Clark Jr., Legendary Inspection Group, for your home ownership dream team, residential inspections, commercial inspections. Happy to be here.
Yes, so we are the home ownership dream team, and we are here today to let you know about our different professions and how we've come together to make a one-stop shop. It's difficult when people do not know where to go and know what exactly to do. So what we do is we are all together. So a lot of times, of course, a pre-approval is the first step. However, people come to us in different facets. You know, someone may go to Greg and talking about home ownership, and then he'll say, hey, call TRACIE, you know, or call Chantel or something like that. And then someone may come to Bridget or Raymond and STACIE and do the same thing. So we're all here. So it's that one-stop shop that helps your dreams come true. We don't like just sending you somewhere, because a lot of times when you go to someone, they'll say, hey, go to get approved first, but they don't give you no direction or whatever. So it's up to you to go find that. But you don't have that here. We're all here. So if you call one, you're calling us. You know, we're that. Yeah, we're that place for everything. So people do call me, and it's easier because I am highly referred. I was the 2019 #1 agent for Keller Williams, and I did make 2020 #1 agent. I was told I was #3 and found out today, baby, I was double gold. I'm #1 again. It's because of God first, then it's because of you, the clients that trust us to go ahead and put them through this process. So, but I want Chantel to tell you, because the first step is that approval process.
I'm sorry, guys. So Henry, my dog, is in the background. The luxury of working from home, guys. Henry, he loves his name and teeth. So yes, definitely. As far as when you first start, you definitely want to know your home buying power. And the first step is getting your pre-approval. So you don't want to, the market is so hot right now. And Henry, hush. The market is so hot right now. And so you definitely want to go ahead and get a pre-approval. Hush. So you definitely want to go in and know exactly what you are going to be able to be pre-approved for. So if you're putting a pre-approval in a contract in for a $200,000 home, you definitely want to go ahead and get pre-approved for it. So you are confident that you will be able to go ahead and get that pre-approval. I mean, you know what? It is just so hot. The market is saturated. It is actually a seller's market right now. And then we're waiting. It is like February the 28th. So I'm waiting for March the 1st because Biden is supposed to pass a $15,000, let me repeat, $15,000 down payment assistance program for first-time home buyers. So that means that you will get $15,000 as a first-time home buyers for your down payment assistance. That doesn't mean once you file your taxes in 2008, they passed that. This is a new program. So this is huge. This is very huge. So you definitely want to go into it. And we always say you want to stay ready and not get ready. You want to stay ready first. So pre-approval is the way.
Yes, so the pre-approval is the way. A lot of times people are wanting to see these houses, and I just recently did this because it's someone I know very dear, and so I went on and showed them a home today. However, that is against the grain because you're not approved yet. So it doesn't make sense to go show houses and go and looking at homes and you don't have an approval. But I had to tell her when I met her, I said, we can't make this a habit because this the only time and the last time, because I want to tell you, don't refer people and say, oh girl, she'll go show you our home. No, I will not. If you are not approved, we're not going to do this thing. So that's the thing. You have to be approved. People hang up in your face. When you tell them, I got to be approved first, I have to turn in some documents before I go look at this house. You crazy. And they hang up on you, you know, things like that. And it's a waste of time to go and sit here and go show you a $175,000 home. And then once you turn in your documents, you're only approved for $100,000.
Exactly.
You know, so we need solid deals. And one of the things that I love about Ms. Newman is she underwrites basically the majority of these loans up front. So it doesn't, like if you go online and you go to some of these websites, you're just putting your information. You can print out an approval right on the spot sometimes and go looking for a house. And you can go ahead, but that puts you in a position where you will start losing money. Because go ahead and take approval. Yes.
I want to reiterate, some of the big banks, that's exactly what would happen. You can go to, and without even saying any name, that some of the big banks will give you a pre-approval and then they'll fall through. We just closed on a loan that we saved from a big bank and we went ahead and closed on Friday. So, you know, a lot of the times the pre-approval is not in-depth. If you're not sending in documents, if you're not sending your pay stubs, your bank statements, your W-2s, it's not a true pre-approval because you can put in whatever you think. you know, you make as a, like say for instance, on a monthly basis and stuff. Well, we go off of your gross income. We go off of your W-2s, which is an average. So you want to be confident when you put in that pre-approval, because the one thing that we do as a homeownership dream team, two things: we don't want to waste your time or waste your money at all.
Right. And so even I have a listing that I had the seller, and I was selling their home and also looking for them another home. So I did have someone come to me with one of those online approvals. And I told her, I'm sorry, I can't take that. Have you already turned in your documents? No, but they already have issued that, but it's in the works. And so I told her, I said, unless you're willing to go ahead and go through a lender that I know for sure will close you, I can't risk this family's life. There's too many people involved in it. It's like I gotta sell the house. These people that they're under contract with they're buying their home. They're trying to buy another home as well. So we don't have time to play games. And it's the professionalism, the information, and we know how the process works. So people just come and they're wanting us to get on board with their ideas and what they want us to do. And you got to get stopped automatically because it is a process of it. So you can't get upset about that, because like I said, at the beginning and end of the day, our time is very valuable, and also your time is very valuable, because we have the home buyer education classes, and I ask all the time, how many people are stalkers in here? Because it's like people go on the weekends and they're looking through people's windows in their houses, and if they're vacant, and they're just riding by looking at homes. And what are you doing? You could be going out to eat, going to go fishing, or going to the river, or doing something with your time instead of going by those houses in Diamond D or something like that, knowing you can't afford that, or you really can't afford it, you know. But I mean, you can go and put on a wish list if that's what you like. But I'm just saying, the reality of it is you need to know where you are first. Make sure you get your credit pulled, make sure you turn in your documents, and then move forward with the process. So after you get your credit approved, and then you come to me and I'm ready to show you a home, and we find that home, then I turn you over to Gregory Clark, and he's going to tell you his role.
All right, how's everybody doing? So my role as an inspector is just to get out there as soon as you guys enter that option period. No matter how long that option period is, whether it's 3, 5, 7, or 10, the goal of your home inspector with the homeownership team is to get out there and just let you know exactly what state that house is in at the time that you're purchasing. So we're going to go out there, we're going to check the roof, the foundation, the electrical, the mechanical, the plumbing, and we're going to generate a report. All of our reports the same day, and it's our job to go out there and make sure you know as much about that property as you can, because the last thing that myself, Gregory Clark Jr. of a Legendary Inspection Group want is for someone to move in a house or not have the full knowledge of that property, move to someone with a lot of headaches. Okay, that's definitely not what we want. And I know Miss Bridget is going to insure that property. I know Miss Tracy's going to send over that repair amendment to make sure that repairs are done before you move in. But my job is to make sure that we can find those defects, notify you, so that way we can get everything taken care of. It's an easy process. And if you guys use us, we are Southeast Texas based, locally owned. We travel from Texas to Louisiana, and we're going to make sure that, you know, those needs are met when it comes to the home inspection process. So that's my role within the homeownership dream team.
Well, also I would say that another perk that's very important that Gregory does is after the repairs and everything is done, and once the seller states that everything has been completed, he goes back out and go and check to make sure those things are completed. Because as I've said, I'm not getting on the roof, climbing on the ladder, making sure those shingles are secured. I'm not the one that can go back and see about that double lugging. I have no idea what that is, and I'm not trying to. you know. So he goes back out and he checks those things so we can move forward. And that's been a lot of things, even with other realtors with inspections that he's had. I just had, you know, and she said, oh, he's going out and check. Yeah, because who's going to check it? You know, who is going to check it for your buyer? So that's a very important tool that we have as a homeownership dream team. So even after Gregory goes and he inspects the home or what have you, during the tenure, you have to go through that process of getting your home insured. So Bridget is going to talk to us about that.
Right. Once TRACIE passes the customer off to me, it's my responsibility to ensure that the home is insured to value, and that in the event of a loss, that customer is going to be taken care of. We also check to make sure, to determine whether or not that home is in a flood zone. If the home is in a flood zone, we recommend coverage. We also do an analysis of what the customer's need is. And we also recommend that the customer purchase what's called mortgage protection insurance. So in the event that they purchase a home and the spouse or husband, somebody passes, it does not create a hardship on the family. So in addition to insuring that home and making sure that the coverage is adequate, that the house is insured for replacement costs, the contents are also insured for replacement costs, and that the customer knows what their deductible is, and they're able to self-insure for the deductible, because depending on, what your out-of-pocket cost is, it could create a hardship if you're not prepared to deal with the deductible. Just like a car, if you have an accident, there's a certain part of that risk that you retain. So you may be out of 500, anywhere from 2,000 or 3,000, just depending on what your deductible is. So making sure that the customer is adequately educated about what they have purchased and what's covered, because there's a lot of misinformation when it comes to home insurance. And sometimes people think they're covered for everything. It's hot in my house, they're trying to file a claim, or they have a little leak or some minor issue, and they think that homeowner's policy will protect them for everything. The homeowner's insurance does not do maintenance for you. So you're going to still be responsible for those maintenance issues, and you have to be prepared to take care of that. So just making sure that the customer is well informed and positions themselves to take care of any unforeseen loss.
And Ms. Gilder, we don't even want to miss out on the other things. There's a lot of things that's going on right now with COVID, and people, someone had mentioned that they were at a funeral, and before the funeral actually started, they were passing around the collection plate to help with the funeral expenses. So can you touch on how important life insurance is?
Yes.
Well, certainly. We know there's a lot going on right now. We got the COVID. We got all type of issues. Even during this the snowstorm, there was a loss of life. People just dying unexpectedly. And it looks like every week there's somebody we know that's passing. So it's so important that we are adequately insured. We take great care to make sure that our assets are properly insured. That boat, that house, that vehicle. But a lot of times what we don't insure is our lives, and that's so crucial. A lot of times, we approach people and encourage them to purchase life insurance, and they say, well, I got it on my job. But there's so much uncertainty economically. There's so much uncertainty, and a lot of times those life insurance policies are not affordable. So it's important that you own your own insurance policy, and not only that, get a policy that you can afford, because so often people know they need insurance, they take it out, but they don't maintain that coverage, which was the case that TRACIE had alluded to. I had a family that had purchased coverage on the dad and took out 3 or 4 policies, didn't keep any of them. He was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and the policy happened to be in a lapse status. And of course, with that diagnosis, he was no longer eligible for coverage. So that's the importance of making sure you get your policy in place and keep that coverage, because if not, you just making the company rich. So yes, we definitely recommend life insurance. We do that anywhere from 30 days old all the way up to age 85. And I also encourage people to consider life insurance policies for their parents, because a lot of times our parents are underinsured. You know, maybe they did purchase a policy 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they have 5 or 10,000 on them, which is not adequate to cover their final expenses. So just make sure that everyone in your circle, your parents, your siblings are covered, because unfortunately, if they're not, it can become a hardship for the entire family.
Exactly. And so, you know, I don't know, you know, credit and life insurance are things that people do not continue to pay. I don't know, you know, it's like, even if they are, whatever else is going on in life, that's the last thing that's important. And of course, life happens, things happen, but you got to get back on track like real quick. You know, you got to find a way to get those things done and get it in place. Because, you know, even like you said, people passing the collection plates at funerals, you know, I just never heard of that. Maybe it's been a common thing that I've just never known, but to me, that's not a good look. I wouldn't think, you know, does anybody else think it is?
It happens. I had a classmate that just passed away in a car wreck on 69 last week, and her husband did a GoFundMe account and stuff. And, you know, I donated, the whole class donated and stuff, because, you know, it's just stuff that they didn't plan for, you know, so yeah.
And like I said, it's one sure thing in life, what will happen is we will die.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That's the guarantee.
Absolutely.
You know, so, but we know that things happen in life, and, you know, even credit, you know, family divorces, unfortunately, anything can happen, illnesses, different things like that. It happens. So a lot of times we get into a situation where our credit has failed, or even it's never been a priority. Yet to have buying power, to not have to use your own money is great. It's great. It builds wealth for you. So having good credit is very important, and you have to start taking it seriously, and more seriously than it's been in the past. There are so many things that you can do with credit, and so we're going to let Raymond go ahead and expound on that.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, Raymond Lewis, me and my wife Stacey Lewis, Credit One Solutions, and that is the main thing that a lot of people take for granted is credit. That is your buying power. It starts with your credit and it ends with your credit. And the main thing they don't teach us about credit is something that I highly encourage that a lot of people really need to take more consideration in. I mean, some jobs, if your credit ain't where it needs to be, federal jobs, they're not going to approve it because that is responsibility. And with Credit One Solution, we strive to educate our people. We don't want to just approve you, get you approved on your credit score. We want to educate you so you can keep your home with certain spending habits or different stuff like that. We want to make sure you know how the credit process works. And then some people don't know about their rent getting reported. All that plays part in building up your credit. And with the Homeownership Dream Team, it's been tried, tested, and approved. We know what the mortgage broker is looking for because we see it every day. We know what the realtor is looking for. We know what everything that you need to do to get approved. Because like I said, a lot of people want to sell you service. It's not about selling you, it's about educating you. Because once we educate you, hey, that's when life will change. That's when you will turn the no into the KNOW and get the yes that you need. So I love teaching our people about the importance of credit because it starts with credit and it ends with it. But it's one of the main things that a lot of people take for granted is credit. It's too many myths out there. Well, my credit, they'll sign that off after 7 years. That's a myth. It has to be disputed on. So with us, we know what it needs to get you approved. And I love locking on with the Homeownership Dream Team. You see us in the community because we care. So, hey, that's what I wanted to just elaborate on, just knowledge, the education, getting the right things to get approved. So you won't have to pay the high interest rate. And the reason why they don't teach a lot of people about credit, because they know the worse their credit is, the more we can charge them on a higher interest rates. So, I mean, people have to really wake up, and we're here to help our people.
Well, I do want you to expound on as well, because you kind of touched about it, but you didn't horn in on it too much. But the Credit My Rent program, you know, tell us about that a little bit.
Yes, the Credit My Rent program. With our program, we report up to 2 years on your credit. That way, you can get with your landlord. We get in touch with your landlord, get your information, and send it to the landlord, and get that reported with our FES, UCS program. It's a protection plan. And that's why we don't just grab just for the credit. It's that protection plan that helps you get to where you need.
And
it reports up to 2 years.
And if I could just hone in on that, as a lender, you know, when it comes to Raymond and Stacie Lewis, when they do the Credit My Rent or protection plan, when you enroll in that, and just the basis of Credit My Rent, literally, I have seen on clients a 20-point increase on their credit score. So where you think, like, if you're at a 600, and when we're trying to get, like, say for instance, down payment assistance, you have to have a 620 credit score. Now, that's not your highest score, that's not your lowest score, that's your middle score. 620 credit score. So if you have a 620, and then I can put you in that income guideline, I can get you down payment assistance. Okay, by if you come and you do you do the application, and you're, say for instance, you're at a 600 credit score, even at a 580, you're automatically going to go ahead and hold your hand and refer you to Stacie and Raymond Lewis to go ahead and do Credit My Rent or whatever credit repair to be able to go ahead and get you where you need to be. Now, that process may take you 30 days. It may take you 60 days. But like Stacie always says, and Stacie's not on here and stuff, but what I love about Stacie is she always says, trust the process. You have to trust the process. You know, we're not going to steer you wrong, because at the end of the day, we want to see everybody, and we're going to be all at the closing table with you. That's the beauty of the Homeownership Dream Team. We're all going to be there. You know, we're going to be there cheering you on, because it's a huge milestone in your life. You know, some people buy 1 home, 2 homes, 3 homes. You know, it depends on where you're at in your life and everything. And I always say, you know, your first home may not be your forever home, you know, but at the end of the day, it's a huge asset for you. So when you need just that little boost, and you've been paying rent, that Credit My Rent program is a huge, I mean, it's a game changing for you. And we use Raymond and Stacie Lewis because it is tried and true. It works. It really works. And you'll see all the little signs on the side of the highway, you know, saying, oh, credit repair, $500, this, and whatever. You pay your money and you don't know what's going on. But this program, we know it works. So that's the reason why, as a Homeownership Dream Team, we invest in.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
So there's a lot of times when we are at a point where we have to, like you said, besides just trusting the process, there's a lot that goes on with it. Even though we are, one thing that I can say about Chantel and with Town Square Mortgage is that when you go to a bank and you apply for a loan, it's your bank, your money been there 20 years, baby. You've been there 20, 40 years. And you go there to try to get a loan and you get denied. One of the things that people don't understand is the banks, first of all, they don't have the grants to help assist you. That's number one. The second thing is that their debt to income ratio is low, 41%, sometimes 43% on whatever program. Yet Ms. Newman has a debt ratio, and I'm gonna let her tell you, but it's higher than that. Ms. Newman, can you expound on that?
Absolutely. So, you know, as being a first, so our major thing is first-time home buyers. And so you will hear all these acronyms and stuff going all over the place, saying FHA, first-time home buyers or whatever. So look at it like this. So an FHA program, the common misconception is you need 20% down in order to go ahead and buy a home. That's not true. That is not true. So if you're buying a $100,000 home and you're doing an FHA program, all I need is $3,500. That's it. 3.5%. That's it. A majority of the time, if I can get you pre-approved and I automatically do down payment assistance, this is not something that you ask me to do or Tracy comes and asks me to do. It's a given, you know, because I look at your situation and I say, okay, I look at how much you make a year, what your credit score is, and if you would qualify for down payment assistance. Now, on down payment assistance, it doesn't matter if you have a 620 credit score or an 850 credit score. Everybody's going to get the same interest rate. That's the thing. You're going to get the same interest rate. But you look at what it's going to save you to get into that home. Now, FHA came about and said, the government said, okay, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get 3.5% for down payment. So you don't have to put 20% down, but there's mortgage interest in on the loan. So there's principal and interest, there's property taxes, there's homeowners insurance with Bridget, and then there's mortgage insurance. So all of that is escrowed into your home into your home loan. So your home loan, your principal and interest, your property insurance, and your mortgage interest, and then your property tax. I'm sorry, your homeowners insurance. So you're paying all of that together. Okay. So when somebody comes and tells me, and I always ask this question to everybody, I say, okay, what's your budget? And a lot of times they'll say, okay, I'm paying $1,300 a month for rent. Okay. So is that your budget, including property taxes and homeowners insurance into your budget? And they'll probably say, okay, you know what? I can probably go up to $1,500. Okay, fine. Because I don't want you, and none of us want you to be house poor at all, you know, because there's things that need to be done. And so with the down payment assistance programs, if you qualify, I definitely want to go ahead and get that for you. Not many lenders will do that at all, you know, and I definitely want to get it for you because at the end of the day, when you get into your home, when you get the keys, when Tracy hands you the keys to your home, you want to be able to go ahead and buy new furniture. You want to go ahead and put curtains, blinds, whatever up into the house. You know, you want to have those. We're in uncertain times right now, you know, so you want to have those reserves in the bank. So as part of the Homeownership Dream Team, we don't want you to deplete your savings to get into a home. You don't have to do that. And, you know, if there's a lender that tells you you have to do that, you know, you need to come see us. Come see us. Come see us.
Yes, because a lot of lenders just do not want to do the down payment assistance. A lot of people come and they're like, well, I was working with the lender and this and that, and someone told me about the down payment assistance, and so I'm coming to you because I wasn't told about it. And a lot of times, of course, if you have $10,000, $20,000 in your bank account, they're going to not tell you about a down payment assistance program, but we do because we want to help save you money. You know,
That's it. That's it.
We save you money. You know, you get money back at the table with us. There are people, I mean, if
We
you go to
absolutely
our
do.
Facebook pages and look, and you'll see how people have gotten money back at the table because they've gotten their grant, they've gotten their closing costs paid, and all this stuff. And it just sounds too good to be true, but it's the living truth. It's what's happening. And so,
yeah,
yeah.
we post real stuff, you know, and I always say, you can't make this stuff up. We post it, you know, and, you know, with no names or anything put into it, but the whole team is always involved into it, you know, from Tracie to myself, then to Greg, you know, and then he's going out to inspect your property, and then he's going back out to making sure that the actual repairs are being done. That's negotiated with Tracie. And then Bridget is insuring your property. You know, we went through a major winter storm right now. Huge. And I got so many emails. And it was like, hey, who's my insurance agent and stuff? You know, do I have coverage? And I'm emailing Bridget Gilder, and, you know, because when you're buying a home, you're so much in everything. You know, you're so excited. You're so excited, and you're not knowing what's going on. Heck, you don't even know when your first payment is due, even though I've told you already when your first payment is due and stuff. But at the end of the day, when something happens, you know, when something happens, you can always refer back to us, because what Tracie does, she will create a group chat between all of us, and then we're all communicating. Transparency and communication is the key. You know, when you're buying a home, never look at your neighbor or your parents or your best friend or whatever, because everybody's situation is so unique. Because they're going to tell you, oh, I just bought a home, girl, and I just had a bankruptcy, but they're not going to tell you what their credit score was. You know, they're not going to tell you what happened, all of that. You know, so everybody's situation is so unique. And what I feel like as a Homeownership Dream Team, we get it done. And we overcome the obstacles, and we're going to hold your hand through the entire process. And even after the process, even after you get your keys, because I know Tracie and I, we still get text messages and phone calls, even after the process, and say after they got their keys, after they in their house and everything, especially with this winter storm. You know, they're still coming to us and everything and saying, hey, you know, we're good. You know, who do we file homestead taxes to and stuff at the beginning of the year? We're always there. We are always there. And that's what sets us apart from everybody else.
Right. And I always say, internally, externally, you know, whenever you are in the dream team, you're protected. When you step out of the dream team, you can be unprotected. Because I'll tell you an actual instance. We had one lady that I had referred her to Bridget, and she decided she wanted to go, you know, it's your decision to go somewhere else. And so something happened. I can't remember, it was one of the hurricanes or no, some water backed up in her house. That's what happened. So whoever she went with she didn't have that coverage. So guess what? We had to replace all that stuff, replace the floors and all that because she was not covered. So just this instance, there was a where Chantel had read on the policy of one of our clients that Bridget had them covered for this storm, you know, any broke pipes and all that stuff. So that's why I was like, you know, hey, she was like, who's my insurance agent? Should you tell me? You're the one went
to and what we're most proud of with a lot of different insurance companies, what they do is they'll give you a 1-800 number. And basically you're on your own. But we're so proud that we provide a real personalized service for our people. We file that claim for them. We follow up. A lot of people aren't tech savvy, so they may have a difficulty uploading documents and photos to the claim adjuster because so much is handled electronically now. That can be very intimidating for a lot of people. So we pride ourselves in being there after we make you money. You know, after the sale, we're still there assisting people with these type of issues, because there's a lot of fear, a lot of uncertainty. So we try to, help alleviate all that by being there for people even after, we sell them the insurance policies. They can always give us a call. We can pick up. We are actually in the office, and they can come by and see us if need be. And then we also like to review those policies periodically for them, because sometimes when you're trying to close on a property, we may have to give you a little higher deductible to make numbers work. So we like to review those policies annually for you. Make sure that you're taking advantage of all your discounts. If we have to add a car in there to give you an auto home discount, whatever we have to do to make sure that you're adequately covered and that you know what you have.
Right.
Right.
And I can say, in the process, boy, I wish Stacey was on here, because what I keep on saying, trust the process. But at the end of the day, when Tracie's negotiating those repairs, and because no home is going to be perfect unless it's going to be a new construction home,
and they're not perfect.
and exactly, they're not perfect at all. My daughter bought a new construction home, and then they had issues after the fact and stuff. But no home is going to be perfect, so you're going to go in there, and then Tracie's going to negotiate those repairs that needs to be done. The thing about it is, we have legendary inspection Gregory Clark. And he is going to come back and make sure those repairs are done, absolutely done. You as a trained eye, like Tracie said, she not used to get on the roof. She don't know about a shingle. I don't know about a pipe. I don't know nothing about that. So how many teams, how many people are going to go back and make sure to protect you? And that's what we do. Greg goes out there, Legendary Inspection goes out there because he believes in his work, in the protection of you, in protecting and inspecting your asset, because that's the biggest asset of all. Buying a house is a major purchase for yourself. So he's going to go back there and make sure that whatever that seller said that he's going to do, he did. And he's going to go ahead, Tracie's going to go ahead and make sure that he did it. And then Greg is going to go out and say, okay, yeah, he did. And then he's going to take video of it.
Yep.
You have me demonstrate.
Exactly. Yes, it's awesome. It's awesome. We're all professionals and we know our jobs. I've been licensed, June will be 16 years. I never had a blemish or mark on my license because I operate with integrity and professionalism, and there's no one deal that's gonna make me lose my license, baby. This is my profession. This is what I do. This is what I love. This is my career, and thankful to you guys. I've been very successful with it, but I am going to protect you. I'm not going to let no harm come your way in any shape, form, or fashion. So, just as like we say, you have to trust the electrician that you hire, because we had to try to trust the carpenter that we hired to do a flip property, and baby, that was a disaster. He was the devil. I don't even want to think about it. But anyway, but you have to trust people. You have to give that opportunity to trust what's going on. When someone tells you that's what they're going to do, that's the word. And with us, our word is true. Our word is gold. Our word is the bond. We're going to make sure we take care of you and that nothing is going to come, no harm is going to come your way. We all love the Lord. And I know a lot of people talk about that, but we walk the walk and talk the talk. Our lives are exemplary of it. So, we just encourage you to come on board and come to us. And as I stated, even when I first started out, I was a loan officer before I became a realtor. So that's where my background started. And that's why I've been so involved in that process. And so, but I do let Ms. Newman do her job. and she does it very well. So I don't have to just sit here and be worried about it, but we do have a system to where I can keep up with everybody that I have, and she can help. So we piggyback off of each other, hey, I got this person, I got that person, where they are in the process and blah, blah, blah. We keep it all going so everybody can be satisfied. And today I felt so good because this lady said, I was showing her the house, and she said, as soon as I got out the car, oh my God, I finally get to meet you in person. And she was like, just off of Facebook. And so she was excited to see me. She's anxious and ready to get into her home. And I want her to remain that way. I want her to be anxious, happy, excited. And I want her to be that way all through the process. Because it's just not about me. It's the spirit in me and everybody that we have here on the Home Ownership Dream Team. We're a team. We're stuck together. And there's nothing nobody can do about it. That's it.
So let me say this. So for our goal setters, our renters for 2021. Okay, we're in February. It's the last day of February. It's February 28th. Tomorrow is March 1st. If your goal is to become a homeowner for 2021, let's do it. Yeah. Let's get you pre-approved. Now, it may not be you're ready in 30 days. It may take you some time to get there. You may need some credit repair from Raymond and Stacie Lewis. And that's okay, but we're going to hold your hand through the entire course. Okay. And then once we get you there, we're going to hand you the keys. And you're going to hold that big key from TRACIE CONYERS, and you're going to be like this, holding the key. We have people so excited to hold the key, but we always say, you gotta stay ready. Don't get ready. Stay ready. And we got to get there. So it's always want to go ahead and get pre-approved so you know what you need to do to be able to achieve your goal.
Thank you, Bridget.
Right. And I'm opening up in Orange because we're all in the process of expanding to Louisiana as well. And so one of the things in my moving, I was looking at a stack of applications, and it was people that applied, had credit issues, and just didn't stick with it. And I know people here, they talk to other people. You're going to talk to people, and then they'll tell you about their experiences, and then you listen to them. And I don't know, I was like, where are all these people? I mean, I could say just by flipping through, it's like 500 and something people done touched, and it's like, where are they? They didn't follow the program. So we're going to have to go back and try to see what's going on, because like I said, credit and insurance are the last things that people want to tap into and stick to. That's the excuses, because if you don't pay Integy, they don't care what you got going on. They're going to cut those lights off. The water company, that if you don't pay that bill, cut those lights off. But you're like, okay, the credit repair, I can just keep going on or whatever. And you got to change that mindset. No, you can't.
Mindset.
You can't keep operating in the same way that you've been operating, and how your parents. A lot of people, our parents, didn't even know or realize the importance of credit. And like I said, is we have too much knowledge. It's too much technology. You can go on and learn how to hoop a loop or something on YouTube. You can find out anything that you're wanting to do, and it tells you, like they say, Dr. Google, YouTube. We have too much technology and things for you not to be aware. And so, as we said, when you come to us, at least go ahead and give us an opportunity to guide you in the right direction. Don't, like I said, people are going to tell you what they've done or what have you. But like I said, when you're in the camp, you're protected. When you get outside of the camp, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't guarantee nothing about that, what I don't know. K-N-O-W when I don't know.
Thank you. The home ownership dream team with us this evening, everyone. Thank you, Tracie and Chantel, Raymond, and Gregory and Bridget. And Raymond, tell Stacey I say hello.
Yes, I most definitely.
Yeah, and guys, I really enjoyed you guys this evening, and it's so good to see African Americans together as a team and being productive. And that's what I like seeing. So, guys, I thank you and I wish you the best. This is the buying season right now.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. And
Absolutely.
and they got that money gonna flow at the second half.
Oh, yeah.
And as long as we operate,
I got it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Rates are low. Those interest rates are low.
Yes,
We're gonna give you some credit to close.
That's right.
and that's why we got to come together as one.
That's right.
As long as we operate as one, we're gonna get it done.
That's right. I tell them all the time, don't run down to that mall and buy about 12 pairs of Jordans. You better go get your home.
That's it. Don't buy that car unless you buy a garage and get a garage to put it in.
Yeah, park it in the yard.
That's it.
So, folks, I thank you so much. Let me post this tag here so that they can move this here. And there we go. The home team, the home ownership team, dream team. And so your motto is we make the dream of your home ownership a reality. And that's true, people. So any last word, Stacey, so we can close this show?
Tracie.
Yes, we are your one-stop shop. Again, we're here to assist you. It's not about us, it's about you. We're wanting to assist you and make sure that you're happy and that you end up getting those keys to your home. It builds wealth for you and your family. And here we are, again, the Home Ownership Dream Team, your number one team, your one-stop shop. And we look forward to serving you.
Please join us on Knowledge is Power podcast every Sundays and Tuesday evening right here on Knowledge is Power podcast live. Thank you, folks.
Thank you for watching Knowledge is Power podcast live. Be sure to like and subscribe to all Knowledge is Power social media pages.